Sagar, are you ready? Start White's clock.
And the most exciting game of this, one of the most exciting, has started. And the first move, bird's opening, pawn to f4.
Now, as I take my seats, I'm coming in just as a few moves have been made. Levy had said he was willing to let Sagar make the first move for him. Then it was turned to the audience. What did we land on there, and how do you guys feel like it kind of shakes up the game from the get-go?
For Levy, he played f4, and maybe it's because there's going to be a new Gotham course and obscure openings. Typically not recommended, because anytime you push a pawn near your king, it opens up diagonals. So this diagonal here is exposed. That's the golden pawn in chess. f2 and f7 here, because it keeps the king safe.
Yeah, pawn to f4, it opens the door. And now your king is in a very fragile position for the remainder of the game until you can find a way to get it to safety.
And the crowd is going crazy because both these players, you know, they've seen so many of their videos online. Here, they get to see them playing in front of each other. f4, bird's opening played by him. Both of them very, very serious. And the position has now transformed into some sort of a stone wall structure. Robert, have you heard of this term, stone wall?
You know, it's funny because I was not expecting this from Levy. And maybe it's because USA's won the match that he feels like he can get away with anything. But I do think that Levy cares. And I really think he wants to show Sagar who's the boss in the YouTube world.
No, I think absolutely both of these players care deeply about getting the victory for their team, especially in a brand new event, brand new structure, brand new format. Now, I do know that these players have a decent amount of history, too, when it comes to games, primarily online. But like I said, I had the privilege of watching some of Levy's content leading up to this event, and he actually went through each of their matchups. It's good to see him be so critical of the mistakes that he made in those matchups. But my curiosity is always, you know, how much are these guys, how much do you as chess players typically remember and bring into repeat matchups against opponents in terms of styles, tendencies, maybe, again, weaknesses that I can attack? You know, like, how do you build that in your brain when maybe you've played 4 times, but it's been over the course of 6 years?
Yeah, sometimes you actually have to throw the history out the window, because even if you've won all 4 games, you're a new player. And I think players change with the seasons. It's not like, you know, some players, I have to say, do play the same opening over and over again because they've studied it so in depth. Others, they're moving targets. Today, you're going to get e4 on the first move. Tomorrow, d4. And guess what happens next? Nobody knows, including, as Levy said, himself. So, Harshit, I mean, you want to be a moving target at this high level.
Absolutely. And he goes for this move, pawn to f4, completely unpredicted. And now, 10 moves later in the game, he seems to have a good position from the opening, which just goes to tell you that sometimes, if you know where the pieces belong, no matter what first move you make, you can still get good position.
Yeah, and by the same token, opponent makes an improper or, you know, maybe not the best opening move. You have to know how to punish it, right? And at the end of the day, I mean, I can tell you this, I wouldn't know how to punish f4.
No, I mean, it's not something that's that bad. It's just usually not advised because it gets, especially beginners, in trouble on the dark squares. But in this particular game, we have that stone wall structure that Harshit was mentioning. It means that central breaks are hard to come by for Sagar, and he just played a move. It looks like a capture. He exchanged knights. I mean, Levy is definitely going to capture towards the center, and after this, we're going to see some pressure on the queen side. I mean, Levy does have the initiative right now. He's gotten away with the opening.
Fans in the crowd getting a handful of that popcorn, enjoying the show. You'll love to see the smiles on the faces here. And again, everybody continues to get loud, supporting both of their countries and their players.
And look at these fans chanting, "Let's go, India, let's go." Sagar Shah, will he bring India the first point?
And queen comes out to defend against the threat that his opposing queen was looking for. So do we take the trade? That now becomes the question.
You know, it's funny, because normally when I commentate, I'm not biased at all. Here, I've been rooting for Team USA from the start.
True.
And right now, I'm rooting for a draw. And I typically don't say that in chess, but you know what? I want some quicker time controls. I want the mayhem, because the game, yes, is a draw. That means they start over, 5 minutes per side. Can't repeat this bird's opening, and we're going to have fun with it.
And that's a good point. I would like to see these guys play 3 games. Let's go to 5. Let's go to 1.
I mean, if I was Sagar or Levy right now, I would love to press that claim button and be like, my opponent is playing too bad.
they would be the two guys to think of something like that. So, you know, only a few minutes off the clock for both players. Plenty of chess to be played. Maybe we will get a bit of a showman moment like that.
And you ask this question, does White want to allow this trade of queens? If Black takes the queen on b3, it will allow the White pawn to capture towards the center. You always mention that the pawns should capture towards the center, and that's a very important point because pawns in the center are much more valuable in the middle game than they are in the end game.
Okay, so now it's onus on Sagar to decide, do I want to go for that trade? Am I giving my opponent an excuse to centralize or move that pawn a little bit closer to the center of the board? And ultimately, is that something I want to do?
I think that Sagar at this stage, he's reacting for the most part because Levy has made a move, a developing move with the bishop, putting pressure on this pawn on e7. The queen left the defense of that square. So I think for Sagar, the crowd is really, they're going crazy because Levy's hyping him up.
Levy's hyping him up, man. He's like, it's your time to think. I'm going to get the crowd loud. I'm going to make it difficult for you to think. And that's another piece of all of this. How do you play the crowd? How do you involve them into it?
Sagar bhai is so serious, but let's go. Sagar bhai, you have to win somehow.
I feel like he has to trade the queens off in Sagar's position. I'm talking about because where else does my queen go? I'm stuck there for the eternity of the game if I don't choose to trade off.
That's right, because Black is not fully developed, right? This rook and knight, they're stuck at home. And I think that if White takes in d5, the issue is forced. Because after pawn takes d5, the queen is also threatening to capture again. So that would encourage Sagar to trade queens. But h3, that's a tepid move. I don't love that. It's a bit slow. White is still better, but I feel like, you know, for Levy, that if he plays too many of these moves, he could lose the initiative.
The old waiting move.
He's making a waiting move, improving his position, but I feel like Sagar has to start playing quickly. The position is so solid that it's very hard. It's going to be very hard for him to find a weakness in White's campus. But if he can put pressure on the clock, that's where he can get his chances. I think the best strategy for Sagar is just blitz out his moves from now on.
Okay. So asking for that change of pace, change the character of the game, if you will.
Exactly.
I think the character of the crowd has changed. They're rooting just nonstop now. Lots of Levy fans here. I've heard a sprinkling of Sagar Shah fans here, but he's a beloved figure in the chess world, and that's not an angle you see very often with him because he's not that often found at the board.
No, definitely. And he's somewhat of a soft-spoken guy.
I mean, both these players, they're so, look at him. Levy showing a heart to the crowd there. It's so hard to not like these players. They're so lovable. They're doing so much for the chess game, and I'm so happy that we are able to see both of them play in front of each other, in front of such a big crowd.
Is that not the coolest thing ever? We got signs in the audiences as well. I mean, I would have thought maybe second, third event, people would, you know, now get the idea. I can bring in noisemakers. We got it, event one. Let's go.
These are chess players. They think ahead.
That's
right?
True. You're right. That's on me.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. That was a softball
Yeah,
there.
they're thinking 25 moves ahead right now. Chess fans are amazing fans. And I do love the way that this crowd here in particular has really accepted that role. You know, I think there's a question when it comes to the ingrained etiquette of chess and the long history of chess. Would it have taken more time, you know, for people to kind of, it's okay that we get loud? And I feel like this crowd here has proven, right out the gate, we're going for it.
And they're like, we can be really loud. And I love that the whole Indian team is still sitting there. They're still trying to root for their teammates. Even though the match has been won by Team USA, the Indian team still showing great camaraderie.
And that's what you need. Keep your spirits up. Yes, you can't necessarily get the victory. The great news is this is an exhibition show match, right? There are no rating points on the line. So at the end of the day, the goal here is to put on a show and have a good time.
Yeah, and I mean, every single match is intrigue just because the overall score is in USA's favor. And wow, this move just played by Sagar. He's like, get those queens off the board.
Take my damn queen.
Stop running away. And the question, I think, now is, will Levy finally acquiesce, or is he going to keep running?
How often do you see 4 pieces stacked like that on the A file, of all things?
I'm actually thinking whether Levy will go for a repetition. He'll take the queen back.
Oh.
Sagar will attack the queen again, and maybe a draw.
They might want to play some more chess, you know? I kind of feel like these guys would be willing to play some more chess.
I think Levy knows what the people want.
Yeah.
He knows that they want to see these two stretch to the limit, playing quickly from the start, because this has been a methodical game. And you asked about the A file. Has it been this clock before? The famous Kasparov-Karpov game.
Okay.
With the, the whole A file was with pieces on it. So it doesn't happen very often, but when it does, great players, clearly.
Yeah, and you'll probably see it happen more in formats like this, again, where in most cases, you're not going to find your way to a draw unless, of course, these guys with the threefold repetition decide that they want to go.
He goes back with the queen, and he has a smile on his face. Queen b6. Queen b6.
Oh? Well, is it,
He's asking the crowd whether he should go for the draw or no.
He's going to have a conversation with them. All right. Well, I don't know what he's learned from that back and forth, but
I think he's learned that Sagar's ready. He's every bit up to the task. He says, you're not the only content creator here. You're not the only international master at this board. I can play your game. I'm not afraid.
Full authority. Let's go for the draw. Bring it back.
Will they claim? Will he claim?
And
press the button.
press the button.
Press the damn button, Sagar bhai.
And he's just pretending right now.
Draw.
Yeah.
He
No
knows
way.
he's going to take
No,
his draw.
milk it. Milk it.
Yeah.
Milk it a bit. Milk it a bit.
And he can go down to 1 second on the clock because it's the third time the position has happened. For everyone who's not so familiar with all the rules of chess, that the same position occurs 3 times as it just has. The game concludes the draw. Let's see the claim take place now.
There it is, claim on the screens. So with that, Levy has made the claim, calling the threefold repetition. We go to our referee, Aris.
Can you check?
If you want, or you're going to go for it anyway.
No, I just want to know if it's a draw or when I make the move, it's a draw.
Okay. I think it's when he makes the move, but Leonard, can you check that for me? The play is under review.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Leonard, do you have a draw? Okay. I got it. Thank you. We have a draw. Next game, 5 minutes.
Draw.
And there you have it. The claim has been made. The referee has laid his decree. It is officially a draw.
I wonder if some of the fans are not aware that they're about to reset the pieces and go again. Because I hear some booing, which is a bit surprising.
You know, I think maybe some people just wanted Levy to throw the hammer down or something like that. You know, this is the idea of sport. Some people aren't going to like the play that you make, but the reality is 5 minutes now into our